Hello there! This is Operanthesis. Now, one of the topics that is rarely discussed in Star Wars, but it is my favorite, is the food. What do the characters and the inhabitants of the galaxy far, far away eat? Well, here I will tell as much food that we know of in the Star Wars galaxy as I can hope for. First of all, we start with the Gourd meat. Gourd was kind of a strange frog. Its meat was very delicious, and Jar Jar Binks even tried to steal a Gourd from the Gragra, which didn't end up really well since he got into the fight with Sebulba. However, that is not important because Gourd meat was delicious. It was greatly appreciated by the Hutts, and Jabba the Hutt ate the heads of a few unfortunate living Gorgs during the Buntaev pod race. They were also served during the Buntaev pod race to the viewers and people who came to the race. Next we have the Nuna, the cutest creature in Star Wars, in my opinion. They are little sort of frogs, I would describe them. I don't really know how to describe them, but they were eaten by the Hutts very often. Once again, they were present to Jabba the Hutt during the Buntaev pod race, and he ate them as well as Gourd meat. They were also served in some families, like the family of a farmer from Saleucami. The meat could be baked and so on, but Jabba was one of the few who ate them sort of raw. Well, I don't know if he was in the minority, but I think he was. Next we have the Klaatu paddy frog. The Klaatu paddy frog, during the return of the Jedi era, was in Jabba's throne room. It was one of his favorite dishes. He took the Klaatu paddy frogs out of a sort of tank with water where they could swim so that they would be more fresh. He would grab them and put them into his despicable mouth. Moving on to the fruit category, Geoghan fruits were present in a lot of episodes of the Clone Wars, Rebels, and now are actually almost everywhere. They first appeared in the Clone Wars, and they were sort of this fruit collection. I can describe them as alien figs. That's what I would describe them as. They were sort of cheap, but if you were if you were stupid like C-3PO, I'm sorry C-3PO, but you were just lied to in a shop and you bought the Geoghan fruit in that episode for more than double the price, so yeah. The Geoghan fruits were also, they were present on Lothal, and they were constantly eaten by Imperial officers without paying, and were just let go because the Empire controlled everything tyrannically. Many people ate Geoghan fruits on markets in different places, and they were also present on another type of Star Wars food, the Geoghan fruit cake. In fact, one time when there was no Geoghan fruits for the cake, C-3PO and R2-D2 were sent specifically for buying one of them. That's a story for another time, but let's go on to the next fruit. Next up, we have the Meleroon fruit from Star Wars Rebels. Basically, this fruit is sort of like, I guess, a melon or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like a mango type of the Star Wars universe. I have no idea really how they taste, but they had an entire episode of Star Wars Rebels dedicated to them. Well, it wasn't only about those fruits, but they were heavily featured in that episode and played a large role. Next up, we have the unidentified fruit at Maskanato's castle on Tatkodana. Now, this may have a name or something. Maybe I didn't do enough research, but I couldn't find it. So I'll just call it the unknown fruit. However, I am sure that it was basically inspired by the yellow pitaya or the yellow dragon fruit. I think the actors actually ate that fruit in the actual shot because it seems incredibly similar. It may be another example of a Meliroon, but it just seems too sort of sharp and pointy for me. Now moving on to our next and final category, the drinks. One of the most popular products in the galaxy was the Bantha milk, otherwise more oftenly called the blue milk. It came from the creatures known as the Banthas. The blue milk was very popular. It was drank by sometimes by moisture farmers. It was in bars, in restaurants, everywhere. It was in Jin Erso's, Galen Erso's, and Lyra Erso's house in Rogue One, and Beru, Uncle Owen, and Luke Skywalker, and the Kliglars always drank the blue milk in their house on Tatooine, and another drink is a very similar one, although not as popular, as it was only introduced in The Last Jedi and didn't really expand in the other media. It is the green milk. Now, I don't remember the exact name of the creature that produces it. However, Luke did drink it in The Last Jedi, and it was a pretty disgusting scene, to be honest. Last but not least, we have the Jawa juice, which was an energy drink first mentioned in Attack of the Clones, when basically a droid, asked Obi-Wan, "You wanna buy some Jawa juice?" And Obi-Wan is like, "Yes, please. Yes, please." And Jawa juice is not made out of Jawas. However, this has become an iconic meme throughout the internet. I don't know much of Jawa juice except that it was served in Dexter Jetster's, basically a restaurant. That is all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell to stay up to date with all my new juicy content. Thank you for watching, and may the force be with you, always.